Welcome back, geniuses. Today we are going to be looking at the new loot items that were introduced with the Oceans Campaign pack. The DLC has given us several sunken treasures, and the footage for unlocking them is going to be coming from my live stream. If you like what you see, then you can go and watch the entire live stream that's up on the channel, and you can subscribe if you want to be notified for the next time we go live. It's been a lot of fun hanging out and playing through the entire campaign for Polar. Now that I've had a little more time with the items, I'll also be able to clearly show what they are good for. I think that a number of these items are actually very good, and you can check the timestamps if you want to be able to find anything in particular. Let's go ahead. We have a feeling in the chat on if we want to do Trident and True or the Flooded Empire. Scatter your submarines to the seven seas and search for the ruins of Atlantis. Don't feel the need to limit yourself to the Atlantic. They could be anywhere. I feel like we jump in right here. Alright, let's start this side story.
Side story begun.
The work of an evil genius is fulfilling, but it is also costly. With the oceans open to you, you've hit an ideal source of free wealth to finance your evil, the treasure-filled ruins of Atlantis. We must send out our submarines. Scan the seas on the world stage. I was kind of expecting we would get a little cutscene. I felt like most of the loot items had cutscenes. We can scan the seas here, but that would anger Deep 6 because he's already in that region. So let's see if we do the other regions first, if he'll move around. We'll launch here, here. What else have we got? Oh, you're not able to switch the sub. Some of these missions will actually allow you to switch what type of sub you use, but it looks like this mission is locked to only the worker sub. So we're going to be slowed down a little bit. BB? Are you redacting the messages yourself, or is my chat bot hyperactive? It's kind of impossible for me to tell. I don't have any actual moderators, so I'm just relying on the bot right now. And I don't know if I've been able to work out all the bugs, but here we go. All the workers. All the workers streaming in to be able to hop into the clown car submarines. Go, my crews. We have the furnaces here, because I realized yesterday I was extremely bothered about, or not yesterday, it was Friday. I was extremely bothered by minions lining up here and then running away to take a nap, and then new ones having to come and replace them. It's because if they are too cold, their morale will deplete just standing still. And so we have to keep them at a comfortable temperature here with all these furnaces. Otherwise, out of the lineup, it takes so long. Okay, you did that yourself. Good. I'm just trying to make sure that the bot isn't, like, killing the chat, basically. I would hate for that to be the case. We should probably just outright buy some more workers. Keep our workers plentiful. And keep on scanning the seas. Okay, so they're out here. They're out here. Then we have this zone. Are they all out of the worker sub? It looks like they are. Okay. Should be able to deal with this. Send out more valets, keep the heat low, keep the forces of justice off of us. Alright, this one's done, this one's done. I like using intel to be able to reduce the heat on these zones, because otherwise it will tie up your submarine for a very lengthy mission to be able to reduce heat. Titan, there are 4 new loot items as of what I have seen after having some fun playing in sandbox mode. Ruins of Atlantis, Suit of the Ocean Master, Poseidon's Trident, Nautilus Pen. Ah! Okay, so there's 4 new items. Well, we only have quests for 2 right now. We will do those, and then we will progress as needed. Do you have any inside scoop, Titan, on like special conditions I'm going to have to meet to be able to pick up all of them? I would like to be able to show off as many as I can today. And I know that we are not very far along in the main story, which can be an unlocking factor for the side stories. But we have all the different minion types. So at least that will not hold us back. This one's down. This one, they are en route. And here it looks like we're just going to have to settle with actually fighting Deep 6. Once the techs get around to repairing the submarines and we get some more availability there. Do we have missions running everywhere else? This is where we just get to play for an extended time on the world map. And it always makes me sad because I wish that they had a little bit more going on here on the world map than you're just looking at this old-timey TV screen, basically. of the world
The
map.
scheme has succeeded.
Alright, which one was that? We got him over here. So we only have one more, which is at Deep 6. Deep 6's location here in the Pacific. Scan the seas. What is this? John Steele is investigating? The minions you left behind and is building a case. They'll come to your lair eventually. Yeah. I can fight him. I don't care about John Steele. But I would like to be able to reduce the heat in this zone.
Just like you've been trained, Agent.
There we go. We've got a Steele on us. This would decrease the number of tourists. And this would decrease the heat. There we go. John Steele has arrived. Now why, when I click on this, does it not actually take me to him? It didn't seem like that was going to be a hard quality of life piece to implement. What John Steele did we get? Oh, that's not him. Where is he? Maybe he arrived by speedboat? Yes. All right. We get the Jaws John Steele. John Steele, remember when the game first released? This was the only skin for John Steele, and then they had to do a patch that unlocked all the other ones. He was foreshadowing that we were going to get Jaws, guys. No, sadly, I don't know how you get them. I've just seen them under the loot tab while I was in sandbox mode. Okay, cool. Well, we've got 2 of the quests unlocked right now, and we'll go for as many as we can. As many as we were able to find, and then if I have to do a separate video on how to be able to unlock all of them, I will do so, because I want everybody to get there we go. So just walk through the corrosive gas, sure. This is why corrosive gas is so good. It seems to be extremely reliable. It didn't do a lot of damage, right? But it still got him, and he's John Steele. John Steele should be unstoppable. How's it going, Dynamite? Good to see you joining the stream. We're just following John Steele right now. So here's a little insight into the tunnels. Is they'll go in the tunnels, and so some of them seem to only have one exit, and then some of them seem to connect to multiple other points.
Has been triggered.
Oh, now he hit the bees. All right, looks like he's gonna be hung up there for a while. Are we still waiting for the minions? We're still waiting for the minions just to stack up over here? Guys, you gotta be quick. Otherwise, the heat is gonna gain up too fast. Who are we waiting on? Timmy? Come on, Timmy. You gotta get out of here. Wow. Everybody... Why is everybody hating me right now? What is going on? Critically low morale. Oh. What's up, Z-Man? Good to see you.
A trap has been triggered.
I have a guess at why their morale is so low, guys. I guess the soldiers came in and cleaned house. Well, we should probably get some replacement minions. Oh my gosh. Don't worry, guys. We'll get this mess cleaned up real quick. That's sick, but doesn't work with the super agent henchmen as well. Can I recruit them in an ongoing game later? It will depend on how they release the new storyline for recruiting the super agents to us. If they patch it, like if they release it as a free DLC pack, then I'm sure it would work with that enable on existing campaign. I mean, I think that they learned their lesson from all of the negative reviews on their early DLCs because they wouldn't work with the ongoing campaigns. I'm pretty sure they're going to have to make it so that it will work with your existing saves.
Here's the thing. We didn't find Atlantis. Looked everywhere, but no joy.
No Atlantis.
I see. Well, I do hope you enjoy personally informing our fearless leader of your failure.
But we found something else. Wrecked submarine. Looks like some high caliber tech too. It could be useful.
Oh yes, a new, like a loot submarine?
Oh, wonderful news. I'll run and tell the boss of our great success straight away.
Okay, complete crafting project suboptimal. You see what they did there, guys? Suboptimal. Here we go. It unlocks the Nautilus pen. This wrecked submarine, the Nautilus, looks as if it could be a very capable addition to your fleet if it could be repaired. Get your engineers to work patching up the hull and rewiring its circuit. Well, if they rewire the circuitry, I don't think it will run the way it used to.
I just finished poking around in that new sub. Even as a wreck, it's better than anything else in our entire fleet.
I feel like that just reflects poorly on our engineers.
Most peculiar, though, that its onboard documentation seems to suggest that it belongs to no one.
What do you mean? No one? The thing had to have been built by someone.
Oh, it's alive.
No, the name on the certificate says Nemo. From the Latin, no one.
Well, sounds like we didn't even steal it then. And even if we did, the tracker's off. It's ours now.
Okay. This wrecked submarine, the Nautilus. Okay, so we got it. Test the Nautilus on the world stage.
A trap has been triggered.
Does this mean that I get to build it? It's a new loot item. Yes! The Nautilus. Amazing, guys. Okay, so now we come into conflict with all our our furnaces are too big.
An item has been
Why?
destroyed.
Wait, what? Hang on. Why has an item been destroyed? What is happening? Who blew something up? The soldiers are over here. Oh, it's because they're using the rocket launchers? No, guys. So the rocket launchers do damage against items.
An item has been destroyed.
Okay, well, and they're gonna beat up Iris now on us. I really like these heaters, but now we're going to have to rearrange things, it looks like. Do we just go with a row of space heaters and hope that that is good enough? I guess we do. Well, sell that. Go to the loot item. The Nautilus. Swag it down. And then... keep the minions warm as they wait in line. Symmetry is annoying, yes. Which Doomsday device is my favorite? My favorite has to be... I mean, Emma's just looks so cool. With the syringes that hit the globe that she's got. It's sick. I think it's actually Ivan's that might be... I mean, Ivan punishes you with all the fire, but I feel like it gives you some really good quests on the world stage. Alright, Iris is just getting the crap beat out of her. Can I get reroute power up if she stands up long enough? There we go. They've been standing on this corrosive gas for so long, it's gonna come off cooldown and it's gonna smoke them, which is gonna be hilarious. Watch this, guys. Oh no, it doesn't activate if there's a body bag. Are you kidding me? Why would a body bag block the trap from like for activating? Oh, no. And this one's ready, but it's not gonna fire. Great. Oh well. We have to test the Nautilus. This looks so sick. Why its propeller is spinning right now, I don't know. I love it. How do we test it? Is there a mission here? Test the Nautilus, yes. Okay, is it anywhere? No. Well, we've learned our lesson from before. We will remove all heat in the region before we go in. Of course. We're not foolish.
Scheme has succeeded.
And then durability on the Nautilus. We have to intercept a Jaws ship and sink it without drawing attention. Alright, that sounds like a very aggressive first maiden voyage. Alright. Hey, yes! What do we have as the sub? Oh, I can't read it. I gotta change the widget so that I can see better who the new subs are. Thank you for the sub. And we'll work on improving the widget so I can do the better callouts. Make Blue Saint lose faith in the world by giving him proof that they are still bad people and they are doing crimes behind his back. Convince him killing is the best he can do. And a dash of Stockholm. Interesting, interesting. I feel like that could be a fun storyline with Blue Saint where like you build your own... You would build your own wrestling arena and like capture other villains from the world stage and bring them for Blue Saint to be able to fight. And then he agrees to be able to keep on working with you because of that. Right? Like, that would just be hilarious. Wow, these soldiers have just not gotten past Iris. I thought they were going to destroy her, but between the traps and her, these guys are cut down pretty low. This guy's already at 21 health, and this guy died.
You have a command?
Iris is a champ. Iris is a champ. No one likes symmetry. Yeah, I can. I agree. Nobody likes symmetry. I feel like, I mean, all her voice lines kind of play into she's supposed to be annoying too, so. Good job for the dev team on making her, but I hate her, and I think it's by design. Okay, now these soldiers are gonna get bad. Pyro, come in here, help me clean up this mess. You have found Atlantis. You haven't found Atlantis, but perhaps the Nautilus can. All right, we got it. Like reward. And that's it. We only got the one little dialogue between the minions, I guess so. And now we have the Nautilus. So this is basically a super version of the standard worker sub, right?
Please download.
Ah, the Nautilus. Man, they nailed this steampunk aesthetic so perfectly that I wish we had an entire genius that would embrace this style. It would look incredible. And this item is actually one of the best ones that they've given us here. The Nautilus serves as a wildcard sub, is able to fill the role of any of the different types of submarine. If it is available in your base, then it will be automatically selected for the next quest in Jaws that you select. Remember, if there are arrows available to the type of submarine that you are selecting, you can click them to change the type of submarine you are going to use, and then you will also, if you are going to a specialized type rather than the general worker sub, you will get an added bonus that will apply to your rewards of doing the mission. Otherwise, the Nautilus has incredible durability, and it is the foundation of being able to continue down further loot item side stories. I wonder if it also, does it update a new side story? Like, can we actually use the Nautilus for more stuff? Yes! Ah, yes! It is a chain. It is a loot item chain. So then we can go to Gordian Naut. Ah, this is awesome. New agent type hacker deactivates your cameras. Well, Symmetry already kind of does that, doesn't she? Let's see. Did I see the question around proof? No, Z-Man, you'll have to post it in again. Also, Symmetry sounds flirty. Yeah, she does. Captain Nemo's charts have given you the location of Atlantis' ruins at a depth only the Nautilus can reach. At long last, send a team down to loot the ruins. So here we would actually be able to loot Atlantis. Amazing. And then the other one that I saw, Rime of the Angry Mariner. Okay, Captain Nemo has sent a crew to expedite the return of the Nautilus to him. Defeat them and retain control of what's just become your best submarine. And we get Nautilus bonus schemes. So that would allow us to basically have upgrades to the sub. Okay. Man, this is sick. I love this. Well, let's go for the Nautilus bonus scheme.
Finally, I've been on hold forever. Listen here. I represent a very powerful man whose sea vessel you have. Sea vessels? This is death trap maintenance. Were our death traps subpar during your last attack on our lair? I thought this was a direct line to the CEO, Chief Evil Officer. Wrong department. I can probably dial them up, if you don't mind going back on hold for a few. I don't have time for that. Just find someone in charge, and then tell them Captain Nemo wants his ship back.
Of course, we would set up the phone lines for agents to be able to rate their experience at our lair. I mean, that is exactly something that the minions would spend their time on. We have to defeat crew members in the lair. They've only sent 4 after us right now. Oh, here they come. Remus Cheddars, crew member. Quality average. He is a member of Nemo's crew. We must defeat them. They don't look too bad. They don't look too bad here. But I want to, I guess, repair our avenue of traps right over here. It was destroyed by the soldiers and their wild fire out of the rocket launchers. So let's confirm that, and then let's go ahead and tag all of these to be rebuilt should they be destroyed again in another unfortunate circumstance. We've seen it can happen once, it can happen again. So we'll just tag all of these and bemoan Rebellion for not making it so that this was default. Seriously. They gave us the button, but then you have to press it every single time. Why wouldn't they make it default? New agent type medic heals agent's vitality. That would be pretty cool if they came in like kind of organized squads rather than all just one type, but they had mixed types together. I feel like that would be pretty cool. Now we've got a wave of investigators. Aw. Usually I like to let the investigators live. I'm basically framing the previous people Blue Saint helped and making him think that you're his only friend left in the world. That could lead to some really interesting world mission quests. I could see that. So like, you would use all of the deception minions and the spin doctors. So many spin doctors. Blue Saint is not smart enough to be able to see through your schemes. All right, here we go. So the crew members, they are a-coming. And the first thing they've found is all of our bees. Bees.
Trap has been triggered.
Ah, yes, this is the combo. You get them to run right onto the corrosive gas, and he's already half health. And now, out of curiosity, they have to go through the tunnels. Everybody loves the tunnels. The tunnels are irresistible, guys, and they hit more gas. Oh, it's so good. I honestly think that we should move this a little bit. Yeah, let's go for it. It seems like it'll be more effective. Oh, we could actually do, can we fit in 2? Yeah, that's what's more effective. Rather than 1, go for 2. Double the corrosive gas. Beautiful. And with that actually being the case, there's some tearing here. Great. We can fit in 1 more trap. Oh, we could fit in 2. Okay. We could just put a boxing glove over here for old time's sake. Everybody loves a good boxing glove to the face, right? Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Which super agents are in the challenge? Every single one except Blue Saint. As, so right now, our current challenge is only Wrecking Bola, but all of them will be in the challenge except for Blue Saint over the next couple weeks. So we'll keep on checking in to make sure that we get the best of these challenges, guys. Okay, now they're sending soldiers after us, and there's still one crew member. No, we defeated 1, and there's 3 left. They decided to come in here and kill all of our valets. Ah, Captain Nemo fights dirty, I see. Oh no. Spin Doctor opens the door. He just wants a nap. He gets beaten up. I don't know anything about the Nautilus. Does it look like I pilot submarines? Foxworth is not in the challenge either. Foxworth, though, is not a super agent. Oh, you mean John Steele? Yeah, John Steele is not. 2 out of 3 rewards for the event is done. Oh, amazing. Genius and Henchman wallpaper is now done. We just need to defeat Wrecking Bola, and we seem to be pretty close to that as well, Titan. I was feeling a little pessimistic earlier in the week, but it seems like over the weekend, people really took a huge bite out of the challenge. Oh, we're not doing any research, guys. We're slacking. I guess I should resume this just to make sure we finish it. And then we should get the engineering department on some... Well, right now, the engineering is working on building up our tech, which that is valuable. But they were about to get us heavy machine gun turrets, which I'd really like to be able to have. Let's get Pyro down here to be able to defeat these crew members. And then we can get the Nautilus schemes, the extra schemes. So that sounds like we'll be able to get extra missions on the world map. that the Nautilus itself can go and complete. I wonder if you're not capable of using it otherwise. Raid the Cove on the world stage. Okay. We're going to the Pirate Cove, guys. I wonder how many movies we'll be able to pick up over there. The Nautilus's original owner, Captain Nemo, possesses a large volume of charts and maps that could lead you to Atlantis. All right. Launch. So, it looks like Captain Nemo is just going to keep on sending guys in waves up against us. That's kind of annoying. It might be hard for our minions to actually make it to the boats now, which is not great. I've been wondering, what do you guys think? I've been thinking that we should add a route to get to the subs from like right here. Because the enemies who come out of the subs are only the Jaws enemies, and it would still dump them right in front of our guards. They just wouldn't go through here. Like, my plan is eventually to put traps here once we have better traps unlocked, and then they have to go through the turrets too, right? So they would be able to bypass a few traps potentially, and then they would also be able to bypass the turrets, but they would still just come out here. But the advantage would be that our minions can cut in and have better access to the subs rather than having to run down the hallway of death and watch this happen where the soldiers are going to come and they're going to kill all of our minions right here, right now, which is quite bothersome. All right, if this happens one more time, we're going to do it. We're going to build a doorway over here, guys. The star, the perfect star. The minions were no match. Okay, we need to hire some more basic minions. Replenish, guys, replenish. And then we got a bunch of investigators coming. We'll let the investigators live. That'll give us a bit of a breathing room. We'll build some more turrets. Also, I think part of our problem is that fighting keeps on happening down here rather than fighting up here, actually around the turrets. They get into battle too early. That's what's happening. So these guys are not so bad. Okay, so what did I say we were going to do? We were going to build a door over here. That's the answer. I think that's the answer. So we can do this. And then we can still lock it up nice and tight. There we go. Now our minions should be able to get in there much more easily. These investigators, I'm gonna just ignore them because that'll give us a bit of a breathing space here. We should probably still hire some more of these. We have a lot of openings and a wonderful signing bonus. We even include dental care. Mini Red Ivans, yes, with the rocket launchers, exactly. The rocket launcher was an excellent addition, I think. So many body bags. It makes me wish that I had the abominations. Maybe we should get the abominations, guys. What does chat think? Do we get the abomination minions for extra guards? I feel like some extra security would be kind of nice. Oh yes, look at this. They actually have the specific animation for the Nautilus on the world map. That is cool. The attention to detail in the graphics of this game, pretty great. Like also the idle animations on all of the henchmen. A lot of time went into that.
A scheme has succeeded.
Okay, so we raided the cove. Oh no, here we go. Raid the cove. Find the charts to Atlantis. Defeat number 1 in the lair. Now I have a statue to number 2, who's a henchman. Is number 1 actually part of the first game? All right, everybody says yes. We're going to go for the abominations. All right, we'll pick that up once we're done with this side story. We convince him that Saber's fault for his father's death, that she get revenge by showing the cruelty of the world. Yep. We would go to the basement, you know, because of their obsession with... Yes. So, Z-Man, this is the best map for abominations because there is no basement. We're on the bottom floor. Now, I swear, if they immediately go up to the second floor, I will be so mad. But we're on the bottom floor. It'll be perfect for the abominations. Where's number 1? Ah, here he is. Number 1. The head of Nemo's crew. Defeat him.
I have reports of an intruder in the lair.
So guys, is number 1 part of the original Evil Genius? We get the statue of number 2, who is the minion that runs the tutorial for you in the first game. Is there actually a storyline with Nemo or this guy? I'd be kind of curious. My guess is it's not, but we'll see.
A trap has been
Yes,
triggered.
he goes right through the... They don't understand how to disable this, it seems. It just always gets them. So there, he's down 50 health. I really like the corrosive gas. The corrosive gas is quickly becoming the best trap in the game, in my opinion. It's hard to top death puppies, but it's making a case for itself here. Oh no.
Salaries paid.
He was so determined, but now his resolve is faltering. And he just walks over it again. Your dream is to play Evil Genius 2? Yeah. Well, the game will certainly be entering some sales in the near future, I'm sure. If Janet's remote detonation skill one-shot rocket soldiers, would she move up a tier in usefulness? Ooh. You know what? Rocket soldiers are quite dangerous. She might actually move up an entire tier for that. If she can make the rocket in their pocket go boom. Is that a rocket in your pocket? Do you guys play League of Legends? That's a Tristana quote for any of the League players. Oh, hey, he's got his crew members. It was all just a perfectly coordinated attempt so that he would have his crew with him as he wandered around.
Your scientists have discovered something.
Now he gets to beat up on the valets. All right, Iris, put a stop to this nonsense. Here we go. No, they're out of range of the turrets. They're just out of range of the turrets. Why? There we go.
Officer, I call ye now on behalf of the visionary Captain Nemo to concede the Nautilus to ya. We're already building a new one on our mysterious island. A submarine that can go around the world in 80...
Oh, hey, submarine guy. It's me from Death Trap Maintenance. Did you have a chance to sample our death traps?
Oh, he sampled. He drank deeply from the death traps.
Just put me back on hold.
There we go. The Nautilus has taken its rightful place as the crown jewel of your fleet. Let us collect the reward and be able to see what we have just cashed in on. Oh, this is the Nautilus scheme. Here we go. So this is our real reward from that quest, is we get stuff like this, where we send 4 workers, 6 engineers, 51 damage on the Nautilus. The ocean floor is full of sunken ships of the Royal Navy. We would be able to gain $52,000. That doesn't feel that good. Right? Am I crazy? I feel like getting $52,000 for 10 workers is not that good. Upgrading the Nautilus is one of the least exciting side stories here. You gain access to special quests out in Jaws territory that only the Nautilus can complete, and you'll be able to make cash out of these. They're very straightforward schemes. The nice thing is that they do not impact the heat of the region, so you can go out, grab a quick bit of cash, and not have to worry about then needing to balance out the heat gain like you do for any of the other schemes. New furniture, food buff, gives your deception minions morale back and gets money from tourists. Hey, yes, like a, yeah, some kind of casino cafeteria, right? Where your deception minions and the guests can both go eat. I feel like that would fit perfectly and would be extremely useful. Extremely useful. Let's go for Gordian Naut. Captain Nemo's charts give you the location of Atlantis' ruins. At a depth only the Nautilus can reach, at long last, send a team down to loot the ruins. Raid Atlantis on the world stage. Beautiful. Ah, yes, we should keep an eye on the abomination. So let's go ahead and start the mission. Go and raid Atlantis, right? So we're gonna have to cancel the Nautilus right now is reducing heat, I think. Is that what this is? Yes, removes all heat, and deception minions are trained faster while running. Fun. Fun, but Nautilus, I need you to go and pillage Atlantis for me. Ah, Deep 6 is here. Great. Okay, so we launch the scheme here to be able to reduce the heat. Then, once that completes, we jump in. Oh no, there's not enough durability. Not enough durability. Okay, so we'll cancel this. Yeah, cancel. We'll get our people healing it up. And then where are the abominations choosing to be? Okay, so first off, right, we check the useless places. No! Are you kidding me? We have 3 wandering around the second level, 4 wandering around the floor 2 hallways. Z-Man, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Okay, so I count 4 up here. How many do we have produced at all? We have the full 10. Why do they do this to me? How is the coding for these guys so bad? Like the normal guards, here's a hitman, right? And another guard. Them being around is unfortunate, but there's twice as many abominations to my normal guards. Being useless, absolutely useless. I think it's over here. Yes, raid Atlantis. All right, let's go. Yeah, you told me. You did. The abominations are never as useful as you want them to be. Oh, I don't regret getting them, but the idea that they're just wandering around on the second story is you're a minion just doing your job down in the control room, and you're thump 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 thump. Like, who's up there? And why are they up there? The only thing up there is the power generation and the loot. And it's all the abominations just flat-footing it on the second story. Here we go. Into the Nautilus. Maybe there's just more space on the inside, guys. Pack them in. Pack them in. Alright, we finished. A little bit out of engineering. We've taken all the passive upgrades. I guess we could go for unlocking all the turrets, just so that we have them as options. Let's do that. Get them going. Told you the abominations would be useless. Yeah, well. Oh, and here's more just wandering around the power. Great. Great. Ah. Oh, but the little bit where we were making trap corridors off of the tunnel network, that was fun. Let's keep doing that. I think that this could be a highly successful strategy, guys. So what we want to do is you want to have a lot of twists and turns to be able to get them to try and explore to the end of things. And then we want corrosive gas, which has been putting in so much mileage for us, and more bees, of course. And we do something like this. And then just so that they don't have full sight line to the end, we'll put a door right here. There we go. It's a fake door.
I thought the treasures of Atlantis would be more, substantial.
Don't know what to tell you. We went down there and grabbed everything that wasn't nailed down.
Ah, therein lies the problem. We also need everything that is nailed down, preferably before the boss finds out.
Complete crafting project, the cutting edge. I feel like the cutting edge was already one of these. Suboptimal. Nope, maybe not. Okay. The remaining riches of Atlantis will take more than elbow grease to dislodge. Have your engineers modify your current laser cutters to have a tight focused beam that will work underwater. Is this true, guys? Can you use a laser cutter underwater? New furniture, Green Station, doubles the research speed of scientist minions in radius. Now I feel like It would be fun to be able to play around with that, but it also feels incredibly overpowered. Attack Bola. Yeah, we're not doing too much else right now. Oh, wait. This is Deep 6. Deep 6 is about to attack us, though. Unless we'll wait for Deep 6 to attack, and then we will lure Bola. Okay, the engineer's finished, and now we get to raid Atlantis again. What is this? Raid Atlantis again. Okay. Well, there we go. We got the scientists coming in with the laser cutters and the workers. Launch. Abomination only wander in corridor, prison, and armory tiles. Replace corridor tiles with something else. Well, I have to test it. Thank you, Fiendish. So if we just make the second floor all the corridors as armory. Here's my problem with going to armory, right, Fiendish? Is that other guards will want to be in the armory, and I don't want to pull them in. So do we make it prison? Do the guards ever randomly wander in the prison? I feel like they don't. So, okay, we'll test it out this way. Floor 2 is going to be all prison. I think that's the way to go. And we get this lovely tile pattern, guys. Or no. What am I doing? You don't replace it with something that they will wander in. You replace it with just anything else. What's something with like a cool aesthetic? Power station? Power station looks cool. Yes, we'll do the black hallways. We're gonna have to leave the portion around the stairs as corridor, and we're gonna have to leave this portion because you can only get fire extinguishers in corridors. They never changed that. I remember that was a change that a lot of people wanted, but we never got. So there we go. That's about as good as I can do. And honestly, I love the way that it looks. I do. What? What is... Oh, the door. This one's always weird. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see how that does for us. Yeah, they will go 2 prison. Okay, so I think I have it right now, Fiendish. If corridor is barracks, they will not go there. Yep.
Task complete.
If you guys think of a floor color that looks better than like the black tile, let me know. What did we win? We got the new loot item. Select reward. Okay, what is it? I wish it would tell you. I wish we would see the minions again so that they could do a little funny joke about it. Loot. The ruins of Atlantis. The advanced technology allows your engineers to make great strides by stealing from the past. Allows engineers to generate tech. So it is the superior workbench. That's what it seems like. It does not generate any heat in terms of temperature. It's weird that you have heat from the forces of justice on the world map, but then you also have heat now in your lair. But yeah, so we generate tech out of the workbenches, and now we can generate tech out of this, and you can have 4 people working on it at once is what it looks like. So we could delete some of these. It would make it a little bit easier on repairs. So that's pretty sweet. The ruins of Atlantis are the pinnacle of the side stories for loot here with the Nautilus. You're able to get this, employ it within your engineering workshop, and it will allow your engineers to generate tech. There are 4 different worker slots, so 4 engineers can work on this item at once. Basically, this item is able to replace this kind of setup of workbenches where you've got 4 workbenches here. These cost about $20,000 and consume 20 electricity. They also all have individual durability, and that is where the ruins of Atlantis proves superior. It does not require any power input, and it also does not have any durability, so it's not going to require repair for many of your techs. I was personally hoping for something just a little more exciting out of the ruins of Atlantis, but it makes sense that they had to bring in a loot item that would synergize with the new engineers, because that is the focus of this whole DLC. And then the final side story in terms of new loot, We have Trident and True. In order to display the Poseidon statue, your cover operation must be up to standard. To start, make sure you have enough space by building additional casino tiles. I have so much space, guys.
Hi, me again. Just wondering if you'd made a decision about where to display your ancient Poseidon statue yet.
The museum wishes to make this choice carefully. We don't want to put the sea god in any old place.
We're not any old place. We're running a modern-day Versailles here. Also, my boss, really wants it.
Oh, very well. I'll be on a cruise ship out in the morning. I trust your casino will be in perfect order.
Perfect. Perfect.
Of
It's always in
course.
perfect order as
There is
long
all
as a
fit
bunch
for
of soldiers
Poseidon
have not
himself.
come and
I
massacred
hope.
the valets. That's the only thing that could make this go wrong for us. And now I have to build another 100 tiles. Guys, I have so much empty space. What? There's the abomination wants to go to the hallway. But that's fine. I want you over here. I don't know if the casino guests are okay with seeing a straight up zombie walk through, but you know. It's part of the charm of coming here to Antarctica. He's blue. He looks kind of icy. Could be an ice zombie. You never know. This would be 200 tiles, so we only need 5. I don't want to build more than I have to, right? We'll come up with something cool looking here. I've worked a little bit on the casino management stuff. New furniture idea, henchman guard post. Oh, yes, so that you could just keep your henchman there and then you could like click on it and then select exactly which henchman you wanted to be fully stationed at that location. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. There we go. We got our 100 tiles.
Dear me. I'd heard that this casino was of uncommon class, but the rumors don't really do it justice.
I don't know about that. We're just a humble luxury resort where nothing bad or sinister ever happens.
Yeah.
Quite. Well, I think Poseidon's likeness will be right at home here. Now, where shall we put it?
Build Poseidon's Trident in the cover operation. All right. Seems like they're just giving it to us. Here it is. The Trident's power lies dormant. There might be a way to awaken it. Do we put it in the new zone? I feel like we could put it right over here. We're down here. Let's pop it in right down here. And then I actually wanted a fire pit in this corner. There we go. Brainwash Museum Head in the lair. Okay. Where is this guy? Nope, that's one of our spin doctors. Maybe... Oh, here he is, here he is. Okay, I'll bet what happened was he had to arrive on a cruise ship. So he was not here initially. I think that's what happened. That's what I'm gonna say. Either that or it was buggy. Could be either one. We got the museum curator. So we will capture you.
Locate and grab that intruder.
Somebody will come around to capture you eventually. Please hold while we send somebody to escort you to your new padded cell.
Is responding.
If only it was Sir Daniel. Sir Daniel, I want your recruitment mission. Please, make it appear. Oh, did we get him already? A spin doctor took you in? I mean, I know you're not a fighter, you're just a museum head, but that's still kind of embarrassing, guys. Who's gonna do it? Iris usually likes to do this. Pyro might. Oh, it's a merc. Okay.
Task.
Well, that was easy.
On the left. The eggheads down there finally figured out how to activate the Trident's power.
Splendid. I've just come from brainwashing. The curators just signed the statue to us in perpetuity.
Their idols are synced up. This is cursed.
Now we've got a deadly magic statue that the boss will probably want to test on someone.
Yes. Perhaps now would be a good time for you and I to take a lengthy break.
Yeah, go on a mission somewhere, guys. That's your only way to survive being in my lair. We've got it. All right, is that...
has been triggered.
is that all of the new loot items for this expansion. Obviously, we have a lot of other things we could grab, but I think we've got it. Now, be able to see what it does. Oh, it's gone. So is it a trap item? Poseidon's Trident. Although this trident still holds great power, the original god of the ocean is not included. Have my engineers study freeze ray. Okay, they're amazing. I'll give it a try.
Trap has been triggered.
All you can do is keep your cool. Yeah, well, we'll help them keep their cool with some freeze rays. New trap idea. Prevent agents from moving, draining their skill and resolve. Yes, it is a trap. Excellent. Honestly, let's have it be the first thing that greets these guys. These loot traps are usually very consistent in being able to actually fire.
Has been triggered.
Ah, Poseidon's Trident. It falls right in line with the other loot items identified as traps in being excellent. They are extremely reliable in being able to actually fire, as opposed to all the other ones which seem to just get disabled more often than not. It will charge up and then make that electrocuting attack against a single enemy, locking them in place. It can hit multiple enemies, as many enemies as are in range when it fires. The thing is that the first enemy will proc it, so your odds of being able to get multiple enemies at once are pretty low just by the design of the trap. But with this long, thin area, it is very easy to be able to overlap this trap's influence with other traps, and that is where you hit the peak portion of it being extremely reliable. It does decent damage, and the little stun against the enemies is hilarious. All in all, I'd say it's an excellent loot item, and with the extra quality of life improvements that they have given traps in general with this patch, with indicators showing when they are on cooldown or if they are disabled and for what reason. So here we see the little yellow arrows circling around. It shows it's on cooldown. You can actually click on them to be able to see how long their cooldown is, and then you also see if body bags or other important characters are currently blocking the trap's functionality. Now, there is technically one more loot item that came as part of this DLC, but it is connected to the storyline of Deep 6, and we're going to be looking at that in another video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the new loot items we have received with this DLC. I'm pretty happy with the selection that we got as a part of this new campaign, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see when new videos come out and also be notified of new upcoming streams. Until next time, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.